I have a feeling that we are too low down on my stack of books today, but I usually stack you on all of my Doctor Who books, and this is all my Doctor Who books, so I don't know what's gone wrong. I don't know. I've also been incredibly impatient because I want to show you this. This is super cool. My advent calendar is a tea advent calendar. Look how excited I am right now. But they're all different organic teas. It's from the English tea shop. My mum got it for me. I assume she got it off their website, but I'm not sure. It's so cool. So today I have a ginger and like garcinia and cinnamon tea or something like that. But I have been impatient because my tea is currently boiling, brewing, so I should probably go and get that and then actually maybe start the video. So 1 second, and I have returned a Vic tea. So this is my gingery one. It's very gingery. I love it. I mean, I only brewed it for like half the amount of time that I think it said to, because ain't nobody got time to wait for tea to brew. Hi guys, my name is Kirsty and welcome to Upside Down Books. Today we are doing the reasonably exciting thing of having a look at my November book haul. And this is very exciting because I have a lot of books. Hang on, there's something on my lens and it's gonna drive me nuts. It's exciting because I have quite the number of books to show you. I also have received so it's the 6th of December and I've still received a couple of books. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna haul everything that I have up until this point, because it just gets out of control so fast. So and I can't remember, and then it's all chaos. So I need to create a pile of books to haul and a pile of books that are hauled already. The stress. But basically, yeah, it's gonna be my November book haul with the addition of a couple of December books, and I'm sure that will keep happening. So you'll live, you'll live. I have a heap of books, and none that I've bought. Wait, no, it's a lie. I bought one of them, but I've just been given so many books from publishers, so I've got a lovely, lovely, hugely big, well, pretty decent size. Probably not huge. I mean, if this is huge, then I've done worse. I've done worse. December is actually a book buying ban month for me. That felt like a lot of bees. Because usually for Christmas my family gets me books. So I don't buy anything in Christmas, otherwise it would be like a double whammy and just chaos everywhere. Oh, that's what I was gonna show you guys. I remember now. Look how irresponsible I was. So yesterday, because I work in a shopping centre now, it means I'm close to very dangerous stores like Big W, and I went and got stuff for Instagram for like a couple of bucks. Like, well, it's just like $3.50, this is $2. And I was so excited, so I'm going to take some Instagram photos later because I've got Christmas ribbon and I've got ribbon stars, bow things, that are going to smatter everywhere. Isn't that exciting? I know, I'm out of control. That's very pleasant. This is called the Wind Down tea. Let's start with the books I bought, which is 2 books basically. This is very weird to say I've only bought 2 books. I've been doing an amazing job of not buying books. Somebody get me a bloody medal, like this is incredible. The first book that I bought was Stitching Snow by R.C. Lewis. This is the December book club pick of the month for my book club, The Scrobbling Dragons. You can go check that out, links are below for that one. It's a Goodreads club and we read a sci-fi fantasy underrated book every month. Starts on the 17th of December, so you do still have time to go grab a copy if you want to join in. We've not officially announced it, but we are probably going to be reading a book called Karen Memory in January if you want to get ahead and get a copy of that one. This one I'm really excited about. This is a retelling of Snow White and I'm actually so excited. I'm so excited. You have no idea. I am so excited that I have a copy of this and that we're going to be reading it. I am praying to all of the gods that I'm gonna like this, but I really like it, and I really like the blurb on the back, like someone's blurbed it, and they said Snow White gets an upgrade in this clever, surprisingly gritty sci-fi version. Like, I'm excited. Okay, can I just read you the blurb? I mean, personally, I hate it when other YouTubers read me the blurb, because I'm like, I'll just read it if I want to, but we're gonna read it, okay? You just skip forward a few seconds if you don't want to hear it. Princess Snow is missing. Her home planet, once known for lush landscapes, is now filled with violence, fear, and corruption at the hands of King Matthias and his new wife as they attempt to punish the princess's captors. The king will stop at nothing to get his beloved daughter back, but that's assuming she wants to return at all. Essie has grown used to being cold. Temperatures on planet Thander are always sub-zero, and she fills her days with coding and repairs for the 7 loyal drones that run the local mines. When a mysterious young man named Dane crash lands near her home, Essie agrees to help the pilot repair his ship. But soon, she realizes that Dane's arrival was far from accidental, and she is pulled into the heart of a war she's risked everything to avoid. In her enthralling debut, R.C. Lewis weaves a tale of a princess on the run from painful secrets and a poisonous queen. With Galaxy's future and her own in jeopardy, Essie must choose who to trust in this fiery fight for survival. I just think this book sounds incredible, and the fact that the 7 dwarves have been replaced by 7 loyal drones, like I can't, this is too exciting. So yes, please come join us in December with reading that one, but I'm thrilled about this book and it's gonna be so much fun to read. I'm just gonna wind myself down now with my ginger tea. Now the second book that I bought was an audiobook. I have in the recent months re-signed up with Audible, which I'm super excited about. I've been really getting into my audiobook listening. So this month I put my credit towards getting The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, right? That's who it's by. I don't know, it says it on the cover. Oh, that's embarrassing, I can't remember it. I'm really excited about this one. I actually do own a physical copy of this as well, which I remembered literally 2 seconds after I purchased it. But one of my friends is like, dude, you need to read this, you need to read this one. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll get onto it. And then I was like, I'm probably never gonna get around to reading the physical book. And then I heard the narrator, it's a British woman, I believe. I can't remember the specifics, but I think I'm gonna love it. So I thought, hey, if it's on audiobook, I'm gonna get around to it like literally probably years faster than my physical book. So that's what my credit went towards. If you guys have any suggestions of what audiobooks I should listen to, then please tell me down below, because I am not sure what audiobooks I want to get. I've kind of got all the ones I like. I'd love to know. Let me know down below, okay? Cool. Glad. Good. Moving on. The next book that I'm going to haul I actually received yesterday, and that is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. I'm so excited for this one. This is like one of my most anticipated and possibly one of the most anticipated books for 2018. I believe it's coming out in March, but this arc is really pretty and sophisticated, but I'm really excited to read this one. And if you don't know what it's about, go read the blurb for this one. It's like about magi being banned and magic, and it's sounds amazing, okay? Trust me. The next book I have for you is We See Everything by William Sutcliffe. I really wanted to start reading this one because this is a sort of dystopian set in London. I'm not sure if it's in the future or if it's like World War II historical retelling, but basically this one is following 2 men, a boy and an older man, and the boy is living in the streets of London trying to avoid the drones that could potentially kill him. Very dangerous world. And then there is the man who is working in like a top secret lab for the military, and he controls these flying drones. Now the connection here is that that man is the boy's father. So the plug line to it goes, these 2 young men will never meet, but their lives are designed to collide because Alan has just been assigned a high profile target. Alan knows him only as K622, but Lex called him Dad. So there's sort of this like father-son, oh no, you're my son. I'm just so excited to see how that one's gonna work itself out. I feel like it could be quite the interesting plotline. But yeah, really excited for this one. So big thank you to Bloomsbury for this one. This one is coming out in December. I'm not sure what the dates are, but I'll maybe leave them below if I remember to do that. The next book I have for you is Unearthed by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner, one of the most anticipated books for sure. I'm one of those awful people that actually hasn't read any of these 2's works before, but I'm still really excited for this just because of the way that they have, was it Lara Croft meets Indiana Jones in space or something? That's like the tagline going with this one. Has an amazing cover. This one is already out in Australia. I believe for you Americans you have to wait a little bit longer. I think you might be getting it in the new year, not sure about that. And I have no idea about the rest of the world, but I'm very excited about this one. I can't wait to read it, and I'm definitely going to be getting to this one in December because there's no way I'll be able to not read this one. So thank you to Ellen and Unwin for sending me that one. Now I'm really excited for the next one. This is like 300% up my alley, and this is Into the World by Stephanie Parkin. This is historical fiction. I think it might actually be based on a true story. Yes, this is actually based on a true story. So this follows a woman during the French Revolution who escapes France by dressing up as a man to go on a sea voyage on an expedition and ends up in Java. Java is in Indonesia, so near Australia, for those of you with poor geography. Now when they reach Java, there's a lot of chaos and they end up getting imprisoned by the Dutch, because the Dutch at this point in history were sort of in charge of a lot of those islands, the Spice Islands around that area. So this is going to be such an interesting story. The woman doesn't know if she's ever going to get back to France. She has a whole life there. She leaves a child behind. So it's all big drama, and I just think it's going to be a really good story, so I'm crossing my fingers that I love it as much as I think I'm going to. This is also now published. It came out on the 1st of December, so you will be able to get your hands on a copy of this if you like. Okay, I can't deny that this next book is definitely the one I am the most excited for, and that is because it is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I recently read a Holly Black book, having had it on my TBR for so long, and I loved it. Like, it just is the exact niche of fantasy that just speaks to my soul. I love Holly Black's writing, and so when I got this one in the mail, I died. The cat is pushing open my door. That was really scary. He just pushed it open. Yeah, thank you. You just fully creeped me out, mate. You creepy Gonzalez. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're very creepy. If you could not do that whilst I'm filming, thank you. Anyway, so I am very excited for this one because obviously it is fantasy again. The plotline of this one is that there are 3 girls, 3 sisters, and they see their parents assassinated, killed in front of them. The assassins then kidnap the 3 girls and take them all into Fairy. I'm already loving it from that. We are following the perspective of just one of those sisters, Jude, and she ends up within the court scene and she has to try and find a way to blend in because she's mocked for being mortal and this is now her life, so she has to find a way to fit in. And of course there is going to be the cruel prince, Prince Carden, who's obviously going to shake things up a little bit. This one will be on sale in January 2018, so that's super just around the corner, so I hope you guys are as excited as I am for this one. I just cannot wait to get my hands on it. Again, I would definitely be getting to this in December. Like, this is gonna happen. There's no way I'll be able to look at it any longer and not read it. The next book I have for you is already published, and that is Love and Other Consolation Prizes by Jamie Ford. I'm really excited for this one too. I specifically requested this one. This is set in the World Fair in Seattle in 1909, so at the turn of the century, and the World Fair is a pretty big thing. If you don't know what the World Fair is, it is also called the World Exhibition. I recommend checking it out. Now, it is actually something that has been going for a couple hundred years and is still going today. I managed to go to the one in 2015 or 16 that was held in Milan, and basically what it is a bunch of countries get together, somewhere hosts the event, and they have pavilions upon pavilions all run by the different countries explaining something, like there's a theme for it each year about their country. I happened to pick the one that was about agriculture, which was a little bit like of all the topics, but nonetheless they're all really exciting. So I love reading about it in historical fiction just because I've been to one, so it's like, I can relate to that, but this should be really exciting. Now the twist of this story is that it's about a 12-year-old boy who is half Chinese, half American, I believe. I'm gonna guess he's half American, it doesn't say, and he gets to go to this World Fair, which is all very exciting. However, when he gets there, he realises that he's actually going to be raffled off to a good home and basically taken in as a servant. Now, I'm not sure how the plot's gonna tie around with this one because there is a paralleling story with this one, which will follow a man 50 years later, also at the World Fair, who is dealing with conflicting emotions over a long-lost family, or long-held family secret, sorry, and all sorts of things like that. So I just think it's gonna be a really good little historical tale that I'm super excited for. So the next book I have to show you is The Stolen Marriage by Diane Chamberlain. Now this one I'm quite excited for because this is quite a popular book, a lot of people are talking about it at the moment, and I think it's going to be a really good historical fiction read as well. This one takes place on the brink of at the end of the war, sorry, so 1944, and it follows a woman who gets into a bit of an unhappy marriage. Various things happen, she becomes a bit ostracized within her own community, she moves to North Carolina, with her husband, and her life is really going a bit south for her. However, there's a polio outbreak in this area, and she does have a history in medicine, she was a nurse, and she's able to help a lot of people. So it's going to be a bit of a discovery, not self-discovery, but I guess life discovery story as she tries to fit in an unhappy marriage, or get out of an unhappy marriage, and doing so by proving herself through her ability to help all the sick people that are contracting polio. So I think this will be a really interesting story. I think they're two very not quite contrasting plot lines, but two very interesting ideas that are going to mesh together, and I think it could make a really empowering feminine story, but I guess we will find out. I received this one from Pen Macmillan, so thank you to them, and this came out in November, so you can also get your hands on a copy of this if you would like. The next book I received, I'm not 100% sure if I'm actually going to read, but I got this one from Pen Macmillan as well, and it is One More Song by Nikki Edwards. I actually received 2 copies, so that's exciting. I also just ran a giveaway, so you just missed out on that one if you did want to get a copy of this. This is set in like rural-ish Australia and is a romance between 2 people who have very different lives, and everything's going to be totally just destroyed with their future plans by meeting each other because someone's going to have to give up something. Basically, the man in the story left the community years ago to try and escape into the bigger cities, and there's a woman that's still there, and years later when he is visiting, he comes back and meets her and they fall in love. I just don't know if I'm going to read it. This isn't really the usual thing that I would pick up. I enjoyed running the giveaway. I think it does sound good, so maybe if I'm feeling in the mood for it at some point in the future, I might pick it up and have a flick through. We will see. This one, it has literally just been released about a week ago, so you can get your hands on a copy of this one as well. The final book that I have to show you is actually from Hatchet Australia. Now, I was very confused why I got this one. I came with a little note saying congratulations on winning the competition, and I can't for the life of me remember entering this competition or not, whatever. But basically this is called 19 Letters. The title is just on the spine, not on the front cover. It has a pretty interesting plot line going for it. I will actually read you the blurb for this one because I feel like this is the only way I can properly explain this to you. A love story that spans decades. The 19th of January 1996, I'll never forget it. It was the day we met. I was 7 and she was 6. It was the day she moved in next door, and the same day I developed my first crush on a girl. Then tragedy struck. 19 days after our wedding, Gemma was in an accident that would change our lives forever. When she woke from her coma, she had no memory of me, of us, of the love we shared. That's when I started writing her letters, the stories of our life, of when we met, about the happier times and everything we experienced together. What we had was far too beautiful to be forgotten. So I think that this one actually sounds pretty interesting. I think I could potentially enjoy it. It is definitely giving me a little bit of the Notebook vibes, but obviously with letters. I just think it could be quite an interesting one. This was published at the end of August, start of September. I will leave some links down below if you're interested to check that one out. I think it's a fairly unique one, something unexpected, so that's always nice. But that does bring us to the end of my book haul there. I feel like that was actually pretty tame. I've probably forgotten like 20 books or something. But I'm very excited to get to all of those books. If you haven't watched my previous video for my December goals, I don't have a TBR for this month, but these are the books that I want to try and get around to so I can get on top of all the arcs I've received, because I have just received so many and receiving loads and loads every single week. So we will see what happens there. But other than that, that's all I have for you today, so I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!